seen a nice buck. So, slid back in here. There looks to be a lot of foot traffic, but I could have been wrong. It just looked like it in the mud. But, other than that, we don't know if anybody's been here besides us, so hopefully they haven't. They finally cut a crop that's about a half mile to 3/4 mile from here. That one is usually the one that kind of ruins our hunts until they cut it. And then it'll be on in here, so with any luck, just like every other year when they cut it, this place gets loaded with deer, so hopefully a nice buck will cruise through here and Jaden can get tagged out. Maybe 2. These squirrels are up early cutting, so I'm gonna get off this camera so nothing sneaks in on us. Just getting set up on this new spot. It's on the same piece that we've always hunted. However, we've never actually sat up on this hill and gave it a chance. We just came up here because it's the last evening of gun, and we're just trying to figure out where this buck that we seen back in October might be. And we get up here because there's kind of a lot of kicked up leaves that kind of suggest something's been coming up here. And there's a pretty beat up trail, a bunch of beds about 20-30 yards back. So we found this old dead tree that's half broken. Actually, that's really sketchy. It's like right above us. So if we hear something cracking, we're gonna be diving out of the way, like in a hurry. But yeah, as far as legalities, I don't think they'll mind if I screw it into a completely dead tree. But yeah, so the spot looks pretty killer. Hoping a big buck's cruising through here. Just an area where nobody really messes with him. If we're lucky, we'll get a crack at the 10. The season's, it seems like gun season was a lot harder than postseason was. As far as getting in on them. As you can tell, this is pretty dead. But, yeah, so we're hoping something comes through here tonight. Last ditch effort to get something done. And then we got a little bit of a mediation between. It's bow season, but take a little break before muzzleloader comes back in. Probably won't do much hunting during that time, but hopefully 1, maybe 2 will give us an opportunity tonight. A nice buck would be premium, because we haven't had much of crap since opening day. But we'll see. We'll see how the evening plays out. Last day of season, as far as gun season. So we're gonna pack up, carry the camera, and maybe we'll see one. We got like 10 minutes left, so we're gonna start heading towards the truck. It's about a mile away. Here we go. place I can put my camera. Haven't sat down here in a minute. Looks like there's actually quite a bit of deer sign as far as just the leaves being kicked up. A few main trails that are real obvious. Hopefully that's a good sign. Gun season was a bit of a bust for me. I didn't have much luck seeing a buck after opening day. Got this little intermission here where we bow hunt between now and muzzleloader, which is Saturday. Today's Wednesday. But I figured I'd get down here, give me a reason to check a few SD cards. Maybe get lucky, but I'm not counting on it. The wind's kind of swirling, but I think I jumped a deer coming in, but it didn't blow. And in my experience, most of the time when that's the case, it was probably a buck. Kind of a bummer, but you can actually see a lot down here now that the leaves are off, but that just means they can see me too, so I have to be extra careful. Hopefully a nice buck will come in. Down to the end of the night. There's a doe blowing back here behind me. Sounds like a good 150, 200 yards, but somehow I think she's getting my wind. Hopefully that didn't ruin it. She's still blowing. Hopefully that didn't ruin the night. Time left, so I wouldn't imagine that anything big is gonna come in, but never know. She's actually pretty far up the hill, it sounds like. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Another day in the woods. December 10th. It's getting harder and harder to wake up every morning to get up and try to do this. I'm just exhausted. Got no shooter bucks on camera since gun season came in. It's now the second day of muzzleloader. Yesterday I had to set it out. It rained all day. I don't know what the deal is, man. Most of my properties I've always hunted really went to shit this year. Got people pushing in on me. Got no crops. The only crop I can hunt is the worst property I have for deer. As far as a crop property. But this one usually had pretty good sized crop behind me. And it wasn't like the deer went to it in the daylight, but that kept them in here a little better. Here we are, 2023, and there's like no crops near the properties I hunt, so regardless of what I do, it's not mattering. There just aren't big bucks on them. Really, there aren't many deer. Not trying to sound like I'm complaining, but I've worked my ass off and I'm getting nowhere now. All these deer, they're either dead or they're gone. The place where I've been having a lot of luck, I've not had a shooter buck on camera since the day Tiffany killed hers. So, I believe that was November 18th. So almost a month now since I've had a big buck on camera or anything. It's starting to beat me up because what do you do, you know? Try to do everything by the book and it's just not panning out this year at all. I did about a minute and a half, 2 minute long rattling sequence at gray light, just hoping if there is something in the area, maybe it'll come this way. Got 4 SD cards to check here. If I don't have anything on camera, I don't know what I'm gonna do because it's been a week or so since I checked these cameras. And I'm running out of options. Public land has been absolute trash this year. People are just disrespectful. They've romped it. They leave trash everywhere. Hunting places that I've always hunted pretty much to myself, and now they throw cell cams up because they're too lazy to walk in and check an SD card every now and then. So I don't even know when they're hunting in there, and I'm not trying to sneak in there and ruin someone's hunt, but they're ruining mine, so I just don't know. It's become the age of the lazy human being. Can't even check trail cameras with a fucking pair of boots. You gotta do it with your cell phone now. Highly doubt I even see any deer this morning. It's just not been a good spot. I've had 1 or 2 good hunts here, and then it's just everything else has been so bad that it does not make up for anything. So I took Mila here after we had that really good hunt, or I had that really good hunt, and of course we didn't see a deer. So it's been a pain in the ass to give her some opportunities to kill a deer this year. And every time she gets an opportunity, something happens that doesn't get her the deer. It's exhausting. Emotionally, physically, it's just really exhausting. For those of you who know the grind, you understand. I guess we're gonna hold tight and hopefully something will come in here this morning. I got my doubts that I'm even gonna see a deer, let alone a shooter, but you never know. See, the problem we have here is ignorance. Not enough people know about enough things to correct them. A lot of hunters like to just believe whatever the biologist says around here. There is no reason at all for a 5 squirrel limit per day. There's not. 7 to 10 should be easily in the realm of minimum. My limit is sitting right here in 2 trees. A second limit is just to my right. That's over 10 squirrels within 50 yards. This is the problem on almost every property you will hunt in this whole state. Because our biologists are ignorant asses who thinks they know things. It's all about control. Truth be told, there's way more squirrels than we need. They're only feeding the bobcats that we don't need. And there's been a bunch of buzzards circling though. Been trying to watch what they're doing, but got them circling here and that way, so. But yeah, so when you got these problems where the biologist is telling you how many animals you can kill, knowing damn well every one of you know we're overpopulated with squirrels. Not enough people squirrel hunt. More people would squirrel hunt if you could kill 7 to 10. I'd like to know why all these buzzards are in here. Someone had to have killed some. Squirrels are way out of hand though. This is ridiculous. To top off being almost 3 full months into this, I'm exhausted. I have no bucks on camera. Who wants to wake up to chase nothing? Somebody shot, and it did not sound like a muzzleloader. That's the other problem. Why can people not shoot the proper gun? If you could, you see what I'm talking about. That's 2 shots. Clearly not a muzzleloader, if you can hear it. I get tired of following all the damn rules when no one else around here does. Bow season, they were shooting deer. Now it's muzzleloader, and they're definitely using a regular gun. Because nobody can load a muzzleloader in 5 seconds. These buzzards are right here. See, there they go again. But yeah, these buzzards are landing somewhere right there. Some of them, there's a big group of them that went that way. I think I spoke to them. No, I will say, a bunch of turkeys were making a lot of noise back there. Had me thinking maybe a coyote or something was around, but I've not seen a deer and I've not seen a coyote all morning. Now I've heard 3 gunshots together. I don't know. Corruption always wins, I guess. Just nobody wants to do anything about it. That's why the economy sucks. That's why people suck. Nobody's social anymore because we're all pissed off and tired. It's kind of hard to be social when you can't afford it. Made life so uncomfortable that nobody wants to be around other people because other people create discomfort. Y'all gotta start standing up. We gotta unite or something. this shit where we all see it, talk about it, talk shit about it, but do nothing about it, is why it's like this. The hunting sucks, the world sucks, economy sucks. Squirrel number 3047 for the morning. Actually seems to be getting colder as the morning goes on. The sun's not been able to peek through all this overcast. No deer, tons of squirrels, tons of buzzards. Heard some turkeys earlier. That's about it. Well, what y'all can't see, right here's a feeder, and right here's a built ground blind behind this brush. So, that's just fence lines 40 yards from me, and they're probably another 40 yards on the other side of that. So a neighbor has built a box blind and put a feeder right in front of it. This is the shit. And here I'm wondering why I'm not seeing deer. Well, because this is 150, 200 yards from me, keeping deer away from me. I've had just about enough of this shit. I walk on pins and needles trying to follow the rules and do everything, especially now that I'm older. You know, when I was younger, it's whatever, you're still learning, but now that I'm older, I work real hard to follow the rules, and then you got dick necks like this out here. Indiana, you cannot hunt over bait. You can't even hunt a trail going towards bait. This guy's got a bait 30, 40 yards from his stand. People like this that can't hunt, they don't know how. They're the ones that ruin it for the rest of us. So keep that in mind next time you're a dumb, lazy fuck. Look at all these trails that literally go right out. Straight to the feeder. Move over here. Ground blind. That's as close as I'm going to get to the property line, but point proven. That's all I needed to know. These are the same assholes that I was bitching about last year, driving their four-wheeler in, crack a light, then they turn around and fucking shoot all the way down a power line at the other end of their property to attempt to spook deer to this other place so that someone could shoot them. I hope y'all see this, because you don't know how to hunt. You're a piece of shit.